So this plot was taken from the Gapminder dataset, which is available. You just have to install the Gapminder package. So install packages, Gapminder, boom shakalaka, you've got it. Then library Gapminder, and this dataset is available, and the dataset is called Gapminder. It's got a number of variables, and I'll quickly show you them. It's quite small on the screen at the moment, but you've got countries, continents, years, life expectancy, population, and GDP per capita. It's a nice data set to play with in terms of practicing your data wrangling skills and your data visualization skills. Now, once you've watched this video, I'm going to suggest that you get the Gapminder data and you try to replicate what it is that I've done, and that's the best way to learn. Then come back, watch the video again if you need to, but get this right. These are really good skills. Now, one of the best uses of color when you create a bar chart is to make one of the bars a different color to the rest, and it draws the viewer's attention to that particular bar, and then stick in an annotation and tell people what it is you want them to take note of. In this particular example, we've got life expectancy of European countries going from left to right, from lowest life expectancy to greatest, and I'm wanting to draw the viewer's attention to Ireland, and that's where I live at the moment. Okay, you'll notice that I've also put values at the top of each of the bars, and that's quite useful as well, because as well as seeing sort of the general trend of things, people can look closely at the plot and get some additional value. So let's jump right in and start looking at the code. We've started off by loading the Tidyverse set of packages and Gapminder so we can access the data. Now, then we're creating a data set called Europe Life, and we're filtering for just countries in Europe. We're filtering for just the year 2007, and we're arranging in descending order of life expectancy. Then the next thing that we're doing is we're creating a new variable, and it's going to be called highlight. And that variable is created with an if else, right? So we're saying if the country is equal to Ireland, then put in the value highlight. Else, and if it's not Ireland, put in normal. And when we run that and we go to this, if we click on this data object Europe Life, we can see that there is a variable called highlight, and everything is called normal except for Ireland, which has got the value highlight in it. The reason we're doing that is when we create our plot and we try to tell GGplot what colors to assign where, we're going to use the fact that there's this value associated with Ireland that is not associated with the other countries to assign a different color. Now let's have a look at the GGplot code itself to create the plot. We started with GGplot, and I've said data equals Europe Life. You don't actually have to have the word there, data. I just put that in there for clarity. And then the aesthetics. Now the aesthetics is where we map what variables are going to be mapped against what aesthetics. The x-axis is going to be country. But what we want is we want it to be country